So what you're saying, if you find any...
So if we think that people are going to cause disorder or antisocial behaviour, things like that, we can impose these conditions, which basically means you need to leave the area, this specific area, for a certain amount of time. What I'm saying, if they think it applies to everyone, so it could be to you guys or to them.
Okay.
Right? What we don't want to do is, obviously, you're here for your reasons and you're being peaceful with us, you're talking to us, you're engaging. Right? We've got no reason to start getting paperwork out now at this moment in time. However, if it gets to a point where they think it's going to kick off a bit between people, we'll probably end up imposing these people on both sides.
Is that on the police's discretion? Is that on your discretionary? Is that on your discretionary?
Not usually, because if we think that there's going to be disorder or antisocial behaviour, we can impose it on anyone.
Even before it's happened? Even before it's happened?
Yeah.
So if you deem that...
We spoke to the sergeant already, so it's alright. He's just told us, you're going over what your sergeant said, isn't it?
I'm just.
Yeah, we already know. We know everything already. Your sergeant twice. Glenn spoke to you, Sergeant Glenn, and Sergeant Ross spoke to both of them. I've been liaising with them, so it's not a problem. If you got any problems, don't bother the youngsters. You come and speak to me. I've explained to you my stance on the face covering. It's not fair that my boys or any of my people from my community should get told to take off their masks when your people, when people up, no, they're not. Because I've been watching, one second, bro.
One second, what's your argument?
I've been watching videos daily, even today, that people are masked up and not one police officer, I've not seen one of your people, not from the Met, not from Lancashire, not from wherever they're from, Manchester City Police, they've not done fuck all to the English Defence League. So therefore, please do not tell me, no. I just want you to hear me out before you interrupt me.
Officer, what's the legality with the face mask?
Yeah, because by you telling me something like this is going to antagonize my people. And it's not fair. If they do something wrong, you're here, you've got cameras on, everything's documented, you've got vloggers here, you've got people from the news channels, no one's doing it. Look, I want you to be equal. Be equal. We want we want equality. That's what we want.
Fair.
We want when you come in here, I'm getting you surrounded us. We don't see you surrounding them English Defence Leagues the way you're surrounding us. What happened? Where did your balls go then?
I can't say that because I wasn't there
when you
for
saw
any
20,
of these. I'm here
30
for these
Pakistan,
men.
a couple black men lined up, you want to come and try and give it all that. That's not the right approach. Stay in your vans, do what you're doing. If you see us doing anything incorrect, like the way you're standing up, like, you know what I mean? All this.
It's just intimidating. It's intimidating.
That's the power.
Listen, the power's in my balls and in my heart, not in your chest. I'm just saying. But it's wrong of you to do that. I'm trying to explain something to you, and you're still not understanding where I'm coming from. No, you're not. Because if you would have...
You also need to understand where we're coming from.
So what's the legality with the face mask? What's the legality with the face mask? What's the issue?
Basically, Section 60.
Section 60, yep.
The Police and Criminal Evidence Act is anyone that we think is using a mask to hide their identity is out for criminality or antisocial behaviour, we can require them to remove it.
Require them to remove it.
And failing them to do so can become an offence.
Okay. And this gentleman feels like there's been some issue with the face mask.
Yeah, more by the fact that other people haven't been asked. So far, this is the first group of people that we've stopped and spoken to.
Okay.
We've been patrolling all day, trying to find people to talk to, and this is the first group. There was quite a large group.
So are you asking everybody to remove their face mask, or is it just discretionary upon the off? How do you police this? Like, if there's a group of far right and there's these guys, some people are going to be wearing masks.
We'll be telling everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. Everybody that's going to be involved, we think might be involved in whatever might be happening tonight.
Okay.
If they're hiding their, if they're using the face mask.
And it's just on your discretion that you feel like there's a threat, something's going on.
Yeah. It's about perspective, opinion, intelligence that we've had.
Okay.
Right?
Look, I said what I need to say. I hope you relay back to your team. Your man, you seem like a gentleman. Of course, stick to your agreement. Don't bother my people, we won't bother you. We stick to your thingy, and you can talk to me, I can talk to you, we can communicate. But like this, we're not going to get anywhere if you're going to stop.
I am first line defence when it comes down to this. I'm in the first line of defence.
This is what I mean, I love Walthamstow because there's really every kind of person here.
As of right now.
I got done dirty. I'm on the spot.
What brings you out here today?
I don't know if you guys agree with this sentiment, but I feel like this side is important as well.
Anti-racism, I'm not racist, over racism.
Stay true
Okay. And what does that mean for you?
Like, you need to dismantle systemic racism and Islamophobia and all of these things. Like, it's not enough to just say, I'm not racist, because we've grown up, like, we've been brought up in a society that we all have, like, implicit bias.
Do you think systemic racism still exists?
Yeah.
You think so?
Do you think so?
Oh, well, I'm just asking.
Oh, no, but you're asking me like you don't think so. So now
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no.
it's good.
No, no, no.
I definitely think it does exist. Like,
Have you ever experienced it?
I mean, I feel like when my hair is like frizzier, then I'll get like accused of shoplifting and like, stuff like that. And all my life, like my white family members have said very questionable things.
Okay.
For, like, taking
Coming up this road now.
Do you generally feel safe here?
I live in South now, so I feel very safe in my area because it's like predominantly black. But I don't think I feel fully safe in like I think if I act a certain way, I feel safe. But I feel like I have to like be very aware of myself. So.
Would you say you feel safe in all areas of London?
Put something in the
No.
channel.
No?
Let me know.
There are some like on the far like further out boroughs. There are areas that are basically like don't really feel like London. But, you know.
It's good you came out today to show your.
Did you, I'm like, I was surprised by like how many people are actually here. So.
Do you think it's actual racism or is it just people provoking each other?
I think it is racism because I think I don't know. I think the UK especially, like it's so entrenched. Like just even in the way, like why are these random white people like got loads of money and they're like ordained by God or whatever to be holy, like royal family? Like what? That doesn't.
Okay.
Why can't it be a black person? Like why is
Okay.
it you? You know, stuff like that. I just feel like all of the things like classism, racism, I feel like they're also intertwined, like feed into each other.
Okay, so there's a lot of layers to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, if you haven't watched the documentary 13, it is set in America, so obviously the context is a bit different. But that I feel like really taught me like how
I've not watched it, no.
it's a really good documentary. I would definitely recommend it because I feel like things like the prison industrial complex in America and stuff, even though we don't have that here, I feel like it feeds into like a narrative that we have. Like I could ramble about this for so long, but like for example, like weed is a very racialized drug, I feel like, and I feel like when like the prison industrial complex is like becoming a thing and everything, like locking up black and brown people for like tiny drug charges, a lot of the time it was weed, and I feel like the impact from like that whole thing has been like this narrative around like weed that like people like it's like a black people's drug and like people who smoke it, this is like so dangerous and they should go to jail and stuff. Like I feel like certain narratives get like fed down from like policies in our country and in countries that we are like close to.
And how do we tackle this?
I think we really need to stop desensitizing ourselves to like the deaths of like black and brown lives outside of this country, because I feel like that feeds into how easy it is for like, you know, people think in the Middle East and like different countries in Africa, they're like, oh, they're just like racist people think, oh, they're just barbaric, they're just terrorists, like whatever, like that. It doesn't matter. It's not the same as like Ukraine, for example. And I feel like that allowing that kind of narrative is like it becomes like so they start to think they start subconsciously think like what's so different about them than the people in our country, like how do we know they're not like them, like how do we know they didn't come from that country, like all of that kind of stuff. But I'm not an expert on this stuff.
It's all right. I mean, nobody's expert, but it seems like the narrative is quite important. The people that can or that have influence over the narrative, or the people that empower what they say, it does impact.
Yeah.
Whether you're a celebrity, a politician, or someone of influence, or even a social media or TikToker.
Yeah, like I think even like the way we let different influencers, like you know, so many influencers have like racist scandals from the past, and I feel like we just like allow it. We're just like, oh, they didn't know better, like whatever. Allowing all of that stuff, like they have millions of followers. Like all of their followers are going to think, oh, that's okay. Like I feel like we really need to clamp down.
And is that your message to the far right today?
Yeah, I think that summarizes it. Also, like, I'm not being
If you could
funny,
sit and have a conversation with one of them, what would you say?
I would just say, please read a book, like genuinely read some books, because if you don't actually know anything, like if you're just hearing these things, oh, this many number of immigrants, illegal immigrants, there's no legal way to claim asylum in this country anyway. You have to claim it from the country. You can't get here legally. If they would just read, like, if they would just watch documentaries, I genuinely don't think they would continue to have such a strong...
There's a lot of misinformation. What is asylum? What is economic migration or illegal immigration? Yeah, but I did see that 70-80% of the asylum applications were actually stringently tested and were successful. And the only
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying they're illegal, but they're going to end up not being illegal. Like,
yeah, it was just the Tory government
yeah.
trying to whip up far-right support
Even
and
that,
miscalculation.
Like, the way it started is insane because first of all, it's insane that someone made up that they were Muslim, but second of all, it's insane that like they saw that. It's insane that they saw that he was black and they were like, he's like that's all the same to them.
Yeah, come on, let's fall back up.
I think it's the skateboarding events today.